And welcome back. Thank you for standing by. I was trying to get stuff switched over. Um, but I failed. So, we'll have to make this happen together. We can see the game. We can hear the game. That's probably good. Might even be a touch louder than I like. I've been playing this for 26 hours. My goodness. That's a lot. That's a while. Let me use the size of my camera to accurately size my artwork. There we go. Now everything looks great. Time to jump like kings. Only 60 hours until this download is done? My goodness, Pokemons. Hey, Zergling, welcome in. Good to have you back. I got good news and bad news. I made excellent progress in that game. A little while after you left, it stopped frustrating me terribly, and I was getting one thing done after another. It was fantastic. Bad news, I have a little bit left to do tomorrow. Alright, so last time we played this, I worked my way up through that ice dungeon to this kind of, I don't know, stony looking area here. And it's really cool to be in this place, whatever it is, but the thing is, it's very easy to fall back into that icy area. And when I do, I'm gonna be in a world of hurt. If it's possible to fall back down, it will happen. Oh yeah, it has before, it will again. That icy part, though, was really difficult to make it through, so when I fall back down there, it's going to be devastating. I may actually shed real tears. It looks like there's something... Oh, never mind. Never mind. A part of the screen looked weird, but I was just imagining things. How hilarious would it be if I get to an area full of gnomes? I think I could do without that. I think I'd be okay if that didn't happen. So this was the new area that I made it to the last time we played, and I've made it up one screen higher than what we've seen so far tonight. So not a whole lot, but unfortunately, I've slept a few times since the last time we played, and kind of forgotten how to do this. See how much of this my heart can take tonight. I feel like this wasn't even... I feel like I had an approach to a lot of this that worked out really well for me before, and I just can't remember what any of it was. But I feel like this part was not devastatingly difficult. This is a rough game. This is a rough experience. So see, that's the thing, is there's two jumps on the screen above this one. There's two jumps that I have to make, and if I miss either one of them, I'll go tumbling down this tumbling down this opening to the right here. All the way back into the ice dungeon. And then I've got one chance. If I fall into the ice dungeon, I have one chance. I've got one jump I have to make, and if I miss that, I go to the bottom of the ice dungeon. So, repeating the ice dungeon is an inevitability. It hasn't happened to me yet, but there's no way it won't. I say there are 2 jumps to worry about, but there's really lots of other areas I could mess up too. There's two places where it's extremely likely, but there's other places where it's mildly likely. Oh goodness. I see the jumps you mean. It 100% is happening. What's it gonna do to your heart when it does those, Zergling? I know what it's gonna do to mine. It'll be like when Wesley and Princess Bride makes the sound of ultimate suffering to a much smaller scale, of course. I have actually seen that movie, but it's been so long I don't actually remember the details of the part that you're talking about. Shockingly, that's a movie I actually have seen. But it's been a good 20 years or so. No, I just walked off. remember a bit with the torture machine. I just don't remember that particular part. It was written on one of the blocks of my mind that has since corrupted. Hey, Tuesday, welcome in. I don't think there's a lot of hope that I'm approaching an end game. I don't think I'm up high enough for that. I don't know. I have no point of reference for how long this game goes on for, but yeah, it's gonna end my game after I plummet off a stage right. These jumps are just impossible. My nerves are overwhelming me, and it's so scary. Oh my goodness. Let's go. New PB. We've reached a new height, my friends. Am I gonna miss this? Hey. Oh, great. Wind. That wasn't a platform? That's something in the background? That looked like a platform. Life is awful. I thought I could stand on that building. I didn't know it was in the background. Oh, that's so rude. Yeah, that's not even, like, that's just the warm-up. That's not even the worst fall I'm gonna take. It's really looking like getting over it now. I think I'm gonna have to play that game too someday. We haven't seen this area yet, Claire says. Welcome to, I'm I mean, I'm glad you're getting to see it now, because I'm probably going to be way down below this area in the near future. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to jump too short rather than jump too far. as much as I can. It's much less painful if I do. For now, anyway. Oh my goodness. Make the same bad jump again and again and again and again and again. Oh. I can't believe that I thought that was a platform and it was in the background. That really hurts. So, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Where can I even stand? There's nothing to stand on up here. Right? Does look like getting over it. I think I might have come all this way for nothing. Unless I can stand in the right-hand side over there. This is a platform. Okay. Never mind. We're good. Underberg. It's yeah, it must be. It must be under something else. What that could be, who can say? No, the moment we all feared has arrived. Oh, I didn't even get a chance to save myself. Oh, not only did I... Here we go. Here's the opportunity for the big no. We're here. Oh. Hey, Zeldavania, good to see you. Are you a hockey ref yet? I don't think I get it. The time tunnel gnome back for revenge. When I consider my relationship with Time Tunnel and think about whether anyone needs revenge, it's 100% I who does. That's the way this game works. It's all about struggling for and then wasting tremendous chunks of progress. So our goal for the night is now to get back to where we were at the start of the night, rather than to see anything new. This game is all about eating buckets of humble pie. I thought I was going to overshoot that. I actually thought I was going to overshoot it before. Someone send help. What a devastating turn of events. I should have just kept playing that anima game. Oh no, this game has warped Frownie's brain. like a Tupperware lid. This part right here, this place is very pretty. I could almost be happy to be there. If I were still capable of feeling happiness after these tremendous falls. Frownie be missing Batman and Robin soon at this rate. can't stand ice. Frownie really is losing it now. He's betraying his friend Ice. I think Ice is betraying me. You can't stand on it either. Yeah. I can't stand ice, literally. Your mind is Tupperware. This game has left an unwashable spaghetti sauce stain on its side. Would you recommend this game? I mean, I think it's a good game. I don't know that I could recommending it is tough because you do have to kind of be a certain type of person to derive enjoyment from it. So to just blanket recommend it, I don't... I don't know if it's the type of experience where I can do that. If you want to lose your mind, Derek says. Do your walls contain too few holes? It can be surprisingly exhilarating at times. Yeah, when you make progress, it is it's a pretty phenomenal feeling. When you lose progress, well, there's few things worse. I don't know why I can't jump high enough to get up there. I've been up there several times. I have I just said a moment ago. I think maybe I didn't finish my thought, but yeah. I've said I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to play Getting Over It because everyone talks about it when I play this game. So I guess I'm gonna have to do that one at some point if I ever finish this one. I don't know that it's guaranteed that I'm going to ever finish this game. I think I'm always going to keep trying, but I do kind of feel like I could play this for the rest of my life and never make it. I do have a pretty strong suspicion that could be my fate. It's always so cool when I slide off the far side of that block. It's like the best thing in life. I am certainly not that person, Cow says, so I'll enjoy the hops via Frownie proxy. No. That hurt. Getting 12 draw 4s in Uno feels better than falling in this game. After we're done with Dark Souls 8, I think it's time to enter hour 1500 of Jump King. Oh. Tuesdays and Wednesdays will henceforth be Batman. Will be Batman and Jump King nights until one of them is done. We've been there before. To make it through Battletoads, I appointed every night Battletoads night. I think I already found that. That little area. No! I don't know what my plan was. It's fine. This is the best thing to do anyway. nice to see you. Don't get too excited. That's why. Oh, we're out of there for a few more minutes. Thank goodness. What a nightmare. Everything in this game is a nightmare. How'd the end of Arc go? We didn't finish it yet, Mile High Roll, but it turned out alright. Like, it was tedious and frustrating for a little while, but it really turned around, and I made some really great progress. So we'll finish it up tomorrow night. We'll probably finish it pretty quickly, unless like the final boss is super jank. Like, I'll probably finish it in less than 2 hours. Thank you for the GG. I have not seen Saw 10. I will probably see it eventually, but I couldn't tell you when. I haven't seen Saw 9. No. Wasn't as bad as it could have been. I think some fatigue is getting to me. I know we haven't really been playing that long, but I've already been through a lot. He isn't the king of jumping, he's the king of fatigue. Hey, Shadow, welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate. And Angelus, welcome in. Thank you for the raid, my friend. How was your stream? Give us the details, please. And some pistachio, Shadow. Thank you for that. Angelus is playing Butcher. You'll have to tell me about this game. I haven't heard of it before. We started off the night with more of that, more of Anima from yesterday. And it went really well. I didn't think it was going to, because it started off so rough. And there were a couple areas that were filling me with frustration, but we made huge chunks of progress. So I think we'll be able to finish that game tomorrow night, and probably pretty early. So we'll be doing a new WiiWare title at the beginning of the stream on Thursday. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'll probably mostly move through them alphabetically. So I know we didn't start that way because I wanted to do Castlevania first. But for most of the rest of them, we'll probably just move through them pretty close to alphabetically. Figured you need a reset. I need a reset in this game after every jump. Oh, and it's Jump King. I've been so far tonight. I made it up to a new screen, and I fell down all the way to the very bottom again. So we've already experienced both extremes of highs and lows. Angela says, Butcher went great. His first try. I beat it on the first try, which I didn't expect to happen. Right on. GG, Angelus. Went in playing it totally blind. It's a horror game, but reverse horror, because you basically slaughter everyone you see. Oh my. I saw that horrible fall. Yeah, that was ugly. Hey, losses. Welcome in. Progress. We've had both progress and anti-progress tonight. The latter in much greater doses. Yeah, I had a huge fall. Literally all the way back to the very bedrock. A fall. Yeah. That's because, well, it's got to be a fall because I've had so many that I've exhausted numbers and had to move on to letters. Does this make it on your list of most daunting games? Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, if I ever clear this game, it'll probably stand at number 1 for the most difficult thing that I've beaten. I don't know what could dethrone it. Need a top 10 list. Well, definitely would have things like Battletoads, Air Fortress. Air Fortress wasn't really that hard. Air Fortress felt hard because I was racing the clock with that game. But that wasn't really that tough. The experience was difficult, but the game itself wasn't that bad. So let's see. Battletoads, Echo, Super Ghouls and Ghosts should be on that list, but I've never struggled with that game on stream because I got pretty good at that game a very long time ago before I ever started streaming. So while that is one of the harder games, like, there's no real evidence of it. Batman and Robin is working its way onto that list. It wants to be on there. Double Dragon was pretty tough. We did Dark Souls on the stream, and here's the thing. Dark Souls is like a really tough game, but... And like maybe I've just forgotten the worst of it, but... I don't know. Like, I don't feel like Dark Souls ever got particularly hopeless anywhere on the playthrough. There were definitely places like I got stuck and struggled for long stretches of time, but... I don't know if I ever felt like I wouldn't beat the game. I don't know if I ever truly felt like that on that playthrough. This is my PB. This area up here, this screen, this is the highest I've ever been. Did you get 50,000 points on Double Dragon in like 15 seconds? I'm not so naturally talented. Butcher had an ending I didn't expect. Not gonna spoil it, since you might want to play it in the future. Is it a... What kind of game? Like, what kind of game is Butcher? Is it like a first-person game or a adventure game? Ornstein and Smo is the best gamering I've probably ever seen. My arrow only, my crossbow only challenge run of Ornstein and Smo. That part with the wind up there looks so difficult. There's got to be an easy way to do it. I cannot believe that part is as difficult as it looks. I think that there's probably a way that I can jump with a pretty standard reliable jump that will get it every time. I just need to figure out what that is. That screen looks to me like a puzzle, not like a... I don't think that screen's a jumping challenge. I think that screen's a puzzle. I just have to figure out where the right jumps are. I don't think that I have to time or feel the jumps for that screen. I'm trying to will that into existence. Yeah, that's what I really hope the situation is with that screen. Ninja Gaiden 2 win stage. played Ninja Gaiden 1 a ton of times. I've only ever played Ninja Gaiden 2 once. I have very conflicting feelings about Ninja Gaiden 2. I have a hard time deciding how much I like that game. So I should probably play it more. I need to get you a new card of Ninja Gaiden 1. Doesn't yours freeze a lot? Yeah, I can't get it to work lately. The last time I tried playing it, I couldn't get it. It kept crashing up, and it kept crashing and freezing up. I don't know why. I don't know. It's not the NES, because we played through Battletoads last week. Worked like a dream. So it's definitely the cartridge. I think I've also done a couple Contra games since that night too, so I've done multiple other cards. And yeah, my Ninja Gaiden cartridge is just not good. It's a shame because I want to get good at that game. Like I want to play it. I want to play it a lot and you know, maybe be able to do a challenge run of it someday, but I can't practice because I can't get my I can't play through the game. The cartridge won't work. It's not that bad if I don't fall back through the ice dungeon. It's so fun playing through it because it's such a fast game. Once you learn it, you just breeze through it. It feels amazing. I don't doubt it because the first, like, you know, like I can do the first, like, level pretty well. And so, like, I get just the slightest taste, you know. Of what that's gonna feel like, and it's a weird game because, like, the first few levels of Ninja Gaiden, like, there's a little bit of challenge there, but they're pretty easy. You know, compared to a lot of stuff. The game does not start off brutal. It really pulls you in, and then it becomes unbearably difficult. But by then you're hooked. This game is the absolute worst. It's a mean game, this one. I just can't help but kind of love it, though. There's a ceiling above my head there. Wow, the wind even... The wind moves you along when you're standing on, you know, like it's just when you're just standing there. It doesn't only move you in the air. Oh. Oops. Don't mind me, I'm just missing every jump. I just had a terrible idea, Tuesday says. I'd love to hear it. Terrible ideas are among my favorite. A game about sausages, specifically bratwurst, and it's titled the worst game. I would be shocked if that doesn't already exist. That seems like something that has to be. That seems like something that has to be. The universe wouldn't be complete without it. Alright. Butcher, you basically play as the Terminator and been programmed to wipe out the last of humanity. It's a very dark game, as you might imagine. Sounds like it. There are board games, Turn for the Worst, and Worst Case Scenario. Our universe is incomplete. Worst Defender. Oh, that almost worked. The wind could almost get me up there, but... But this game is endlessly cruel. The worst game. It's one of those low-effort App Store games, and it's about beer. And it's been taken down. So it truly was the worst game. Oh. I feel like that's actually close to getting me on that thing. I just need to do slightly better. Oh, what am I doing? Oh no. Oh no, I didn't want to be here. I wow. No. One of the worst parts about the wind is just having to be patient for it. One moment. I dropped a tiny piece of cheese. I didn't want to forget about it and step on it and squish it into the carpet. The game, yeah, the game reminds you of your objective on the pause screen. Hey, Baron Metz, thank you for the raid. And welcome to Jump King. The never-ending struggle, the never-ending suffering. Well, I've made it to this screen. This screen here is my new PB. Oh my goodness, we don't have to get onto that other thing. No, what have I done? I'm the worst. Welcome in though, Matt. I hope you had a wonderful stream. It's alright, I learned some stuff. If we make it back up there. Someday we'll make it back up there, and I have knowledge now. So the game can take away all my progress, but it can't take away my knowledge. That's the one great weakness the game has. Yeah, until I go to sleep. Until I go to sleep and my brain performs a hard reset. Everything gets wiped. Looks like I've got to stay awake until our next Jump King stream. It's hard to say. If Jump King had been in Humble Bundle this month, I would have included it in my horror lineup because I feel it fits a certain extent. Especially when you fall a great distance. It's 100% a horror game. far as what I was streaming, starting up some Spooktober shenanigans. Nice. Beginning with SD Snatcher on the MSX. Another one of those odd, unique JRPGs on Japanese home computers. I'm not at all familiar with that game. I hope it's treating you well, though. Definitely, like to see people getting into the spirit of the spooky month. Oh. This is very bad. Well, get ready to spend another hour down here. You know what? Why not just jump all the way down to the bottom? Why not just start from the very bottom? All over again. Jump King has a user tag on Steam of psychological horror. Someone has shared that with me before. That's familiar. That's I remember hearing that. Probably the most accurate tag in the entire Steam library. No, if it's the journey that's the important part, why not begin again at the first step forever? It's not exactly related to that. There's a video. There's a video that someone made that I found on YouTube one time. You may have seen it. It's a video. It's connected to it. It's the Lord of the Rings, and the scene in the first. There's a scene in the first movie where Sam and Frodo are walking out of the Shire, and Sam freezes Frodo notices he isn't walking and turns around, and they have a little conversation where Sam tells him that, like, if he takes one more step, it'll be the farthest he's ever been away from home. And then Frodo comes back and they take that step together and they continue on. But someone took the entire film series, and every single time Sam takes a step, they edited that scene back in totality. And so literally every single step he takes, they put that whole scene of this will be the furthest I've ever been away from home. I think the runtime is the runtime is shorter than you would think it is. But it was just amazing. It's just amazing that someone took the time to do that. It's a great project. Have you seen the video, what if every Lord of the Rings character died at the first sign of danger? I haven't, Tuesday. I haven't seen this one. We're back to Greenland, Zergling. I got a new PB though. I saw a new screen before we fell down here. That's the way Jump King goes. Every time I see a new screen, I've got to go all the way back down to the bottom. It's just like that video with that scene playing out again. Every time I see a new screen, I've got to go back to the bottom and replay the entire game. Gandalf doesn't even start the quest. He hits his head in Frodo's house, and that's his end. Oh no. Hey, ghouls, welcome in. Pleasure to have you join us. How did Castlevania 64 finish up for you? I can't say I'm familiar with the character Bugaboo the Flea. But there is definitely a flea-like quality to Jump King. I hadn't thought of that before, but it is very fitting. It's an old ZX Spectrum game, just like this one. Extremely painful to play. I had a somewhat tough time with the dual tower. I got stuck there on my last playthrough. I've been through that game. I've been through that game quite a few times, and I got stuck in the dual tower for a dreadful amount of time the last time I played it. I get really confused. I get really confused in that area. And I just can never remember the route to the exit. I get turned around and it was extra tough too because I was playing it on hard mode, and so when I died, I was kind of like in a real pickle if a power-up didn't spawn. Some of those guys you have to fight in there are really tough if you have the power down whip. Oh, the ledges there are just murdering me. I was definitely having a hard time navigating too. Yeah, that's the roughest area of the game. No, you still have sub weapons. Hard mode is really not that different from normal. Some of the enemies have a little bit more health. And some of the bosses where regular enemies spawn, a harder version of the regular enemies will spawn. Like, during the first boss, the giant skeleton with the club, when you fight him, like, he spawns normal skeletons, and on hard mode, he spawns explosive skeletons alongside the normal ones. So there's a couple little changes like that. It's really not very different. But that dual tower got tough because you have to fight some of those big enemies, and they have a little bit more health. And yeah, when you don't have the powered down whip, it's hard to or when you don't have the powered up whip, it's hard to fight them before those rooms collapse. Even on normal, you run on the holy water for those dual tower fights. There's not much reason to replay the game on hard mode. I do intend to do a hard mode playthrough Because I've only done it with as Reinhardt, and I want to do a playthrough with Carrie on hard mode. But there's really, like, I just want to do it because I'm kind of crazy about the game, and I just want to do it just to do it. But there's really not a whole lot of incentive to do it. It's not very, because it's not very different. And you don't get anything for it. Like, there's not a different ending or anything like that. No. Really enjoyed the Castle Center and the whole Magic Nitro challenge, even though it took 5 tries. The worst part about that, I think that part is, yeah, I think that part is fine. Even if the Nitro's a little tedious, just the worst part about it is that hallway with the motorcycle skeletons. That's a rough area to get through, and it's at the very end. Oh, I really want to play that game again. No, the camera is not your friend at all. Cal says, that little guy is me watching the stream. Entertain me. I mean, I'm doing my best. No, that was foolish. I kind of deserve to be sent back down. Maybe not as far as I got sent, but I did do badly with that jump there. I can't pretend like I didn't. Good thing is I'm going to be an expert at moving through the ice dungeon. You are, and it's very entertaining. Thank you, cows. No! Oh, it's so punishing. It's so punishing. Even when you're doing it right, it can go so wrong. I just don't understand. Why does it have to be so brutal? Oh, Jump King. I wish you the jumpiest jumps, Cow says, but I have to be headed off to bed. Thank you for being with us, Cows. Thank you for the positive wishes. We're going to stick with it. We'll probably go another hour. But thank you for being here, my friend. To jump to bed. I hope that you sleep well, and hopefully we'll get to see you tomorrow. We're going to finish up tomorrow. We're going to finish up Anima and work on Wario. I don't think we'll finish Wario, but we're getting really close. We could be two nights away from finishing Wario if both of them go really well. I'm ready. I'm ready to be done with Wario Land 3. I don't like that one very much. It's fine. It would probably be a great, like, I would probably think it was great if Wario Land 1 and 2 didn't exist, but Wario Land 3 disappoints me after those two. I reckon you'll like Wario Land 4 more. I give no guarantee on that, though. We shall see. I'll probably play it next year. I've been doing one Wario game a year. And I think I'm just gonna try and stick to that. I wish I liked it more. But there's the progression and like the unlocks are just so bogus. I can't be happy with it. It's consistently irritating. I am enjoying making progress in it, though. I know it sounds like I think it's the worst game ever, which is definitely not the case. It's just that, yeah, I can tell I'll probably never play it again. Yuri Soma, welcome in. Thank you for the pistachios. Gladly stop for a little while and have some of those. I haven't caught any of Wario Land 3. What's been giving you a headache? I don't like how I don't like how progression in one level is tied to opening a random chest in another level arbitrarily. So at no point do you have any certainty that you can actually clear the level you're currently on unless you fumble about blindly and yeah, you might be on a level and trying to clear like the last exit or get the 8 coins, and you could sink a ton of time into it and just be arbitrarily locked behind a random exit from a completely unrelated level anywhere else in the game at any point. And it's very irritating to not know whether or not a level is clearable. It sounds crazy annoying, like a troll Zelda. Yeah, I mean, it's just they tried to make it feel like a Metroid style game because they want to give you like the sensation of like the back and forth exploration that like one of those has. They still do it in a level based system, which is odd. But it's just like in one level, like there might be like a coin that's up in the air, and you could spend an hour like trying to jump to that coin or trying to use different enemy abilities to get to it or something like that. And little do you know, the only way to actually get it is to open up chest number 3 on a different level, like 9 levels away. And when you do, a cutscene will play where a vine grows on that previous level from the ground up to exactly where that coin is. And then like that's how you were supposed to get it the whole time, was an unmarked treasure chest on an unrelated level causes something random to happen. And it's just irritating. It's obnoxious. I would much rather that I'm okay with you being blocked out of collecting things in earlier levels until you make progress in later ones, but I don't want it to be tied behind random arbitrary cutscenes. I want it to be connected to, like, I would be okay with that if it were connected to the abilities that you unlock. Like if there's a coin behind a breakable brick wall and you can't get it on your first time through the level because you can't break bricks yet, but then later on you get a power up that lets you break bricks and you can go back and get that coin later on, like that's fine. I'm doing it under my steam with an ability I earned, not just because some goofy cutscene played that has nothing to do with my actions. That's what I don't like about it. It's handled very obnoxiously. It's hard. It's hard to have the right vocabulary for it. The soul crushing drive. I have a few that are also like this. One my soul is still recovering from to try again. I rambled for so long that the game fell asleep. The moment-to-moment gameplay of Wario Land 3 is still fine. When you're on a level where there's like, or where you're at the point with a level where there's not an arbitrary gate like that, and like you're in position to do all the things. Like the actual gameplay of the game is it's Wario. It's great. It's Wario Land gameplay. It's what I signed up for. It's a lot of fun to move through the levels and do the stuff. It's just irritating because you hit these roadblocks that are opened up, that are only opened up by things that are yeah, just meaningless. And that's when the game falls apart and I get frustrated with it. Thought the day and night system seemed cool, but never played too far into it. Yeah, and that actually doesn't really play into the game a whole lot. There's a couple places where that's where the day and night are really important, but not very many. Awesome. No. Oh, so many jumps that are just cost you so much progress. Oh, the agony. I don't think we're getting our progress back tonight, my friends. I think. I think I'm pretty much burnt. I think I'm done. I mean, I'm gonna keep trying for a little while, but I think I'm just gonna be erasing more than I gain for the rest of the night. My hope is extinguished. Lex wins. Oh, he does. He very much does. Solve my maze. A museum in Denmark paid 500K to an artist selling modern art. It was 2 blank canvases, with the project named Take the Money and Run. That sounds about right. Are you gonna get your gold coin back later? These shoes have brought you nothing but misery. I mean, what else? What else should they have brought me? You've seen my game collection, right? 90% of everything I spend my money on brings me nothing but misery. A nice basket of puppies. Ah, one is enough. Arthur is all the puppy I can handle at the moment. My laptop just switched to battery power. Why would it do that? My brain is so fried. I could just feel like it feels like sludge inside of my skull. How many times am I gonna leap over that? I could stop right now and be further than when I started. I still, like, I don't want it. I don't want to give up. I want to keep going and make some progress. It's just when I'm failing jumps that I know I should make, I guess that's all. I guess there's no jump that I should think I should make, right? Alright, that hurt. In a game, they started giving me PTSD from seeing numbers now, Curry someone says. It's hard to imagine what could make numbers so frightening. It's so brutal. It's so brutal. This is just awful. Winding down. I think that one works a little better in print than out loud. I've made it one screen higher than that. I'm pretty good about remembering to call out whenever I make progress or I'm potentially about to. I'll definitely let you know if I feel like I'm about to see anything new. But no, this is yeah, we've been up there. We've been up there before. That was new territory for me tonight, though. Like, I made it up there earlier tonight. That was the first time I'd ever made it up there. But, yeah, we've seen it a couple times now. Oh. Spirits are low. Spirits are low, friends. I feel like my artwork up there in the other corner. That's not a drawing, that's a photograph. That's a photograph of how I feel right now. The sounds are quite relaxing, though, for those of us who are watching from bed. That I am glad I can help with. No, I was like a pixel away from being on that platform. Shit, this is one screen below the highest I've ever been. And this area here is my PB. I'm actually technically right now higher than I've ever been because I didn't get onto this platform from that rooftop there before. That's an awful room in there. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to have any part of that. No, I was trying to get to the bird. Unless I get like an anti-wind cape, I don't want to go on that other pathway. About to say, quick Frownie, wrap the stream before you lose your progress. It is a worse than terrible idea though to end the stream at a new height is a worse than terrible idea, because then I just come back to the game. Then I just come back to the game rusty from not playing it for several days and have to make first try a bunch of jumps I've never seen or accomplished before. It's definitely better. It's definitely better to end off below some repeated area so that I have a buffer zone to warm up with the next time I play. Not that it makes a difference either way. Either way, I'm going to end up falling, but does the wind affect inside of the building? I actually don't know for a fact whether or not it does. I expect it would. There would be a logic to it not, but I think cruelty wins out over logic. Awesome. That's some building. Yeah, yep, I hate that place, that's for sure. That building and me, not friends. Oh, the wind doesn't affect you inside the building. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I still have to get to this bird, though. No, what am I doing? Please work. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, this screen. Again, new PB. I'm not really sure how to handle any of this. New pistachio best. There we go. Nice. I think I can stand on the stuff on the right-hand side. Thank goodness. Hello, this is my room. I'm getting tired just looking at you. Can you please leave? I'm working on it. Hooray, you found the babe. I'm scared of this jump, my friends. Alright. You know what? Wasn't as bad as I thought it might be. Alright, my friends, we're going to end here for the night. We're at a new height. This is somewhere relatively safe. I think this is where we're gonna wrap it up for the night. Go ahead and do the old save and exit. And we'll play Jump King again next week. I'm sorry to make everyone wait so long before we get to look at it again, but I have so many games going on right now. I don't have time. I don't have time for any of our current projects more than once a week until I get something cleared. Thank you for the GG. Just as soon as my internet comes back on, Pokemon says. What a tragedy. So we should be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. is the target start as usual. We'll be playing Anima at the beginning of the stream to continue our WiiWare marathon. And Wario Land in the second part of the stream. This looks a lot more fun than Bugaboo. Maybe I'll have to look for that game at some point. What a tragedy. Anima got more time than Jump King. There's no justice in this world. It happens sometimes. Gonna check out another horror game tomorrow, Angela says. Right on. Thank you for the trophies, Shadow. Alright, I'm gonna send us in the direction of Upside Down Matt. I hope he's not ending. I was trying to figure out whether or not he was ending stream, but I'm just gonna go ahead and send us in his direction. Matt's a really friendly streamer. He's got a really great stream. Does lots of retro stuff and definitely not afraid to play some jank. Goes off the beaten path. Plays the rarer, more unusual consoles and arcade games a lot too. Definitely a good place to check out if you haven't before. So tomorrow night, we're going to finish up Anima at the start of the stream tomorrow night. Then we'll play Wario Land for the rest in the second part of the night, which means Thursday we should be starting up a new WiiWare game. And there'll be Tears of the Kingdom on Thursday as well. We should also be around on Friday. 10 p.m. target start every night, but might be a little late. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know in the Discord as usual. Thank you for being here, my friends, for all the ups and downs we've had in both games. Your company is wonderful. I'm very grateful for you. I hope I'll get to see you again. Be well until that time comes, my friends. It is time for us to head out. There's nothing left to do here tonight. So, let's go on an adventure.